brave new dawn, Ben.
It really is, isn't it? It feels like, we had a 6-week election campaign. This wasn't a huge surprise. We've got between now and midday to explain to you all the twists and turns of the last 24 hours, in fact. See who the big beasts are, who actually lost their seats. Penny Mordaunt is gone, Grant Shapps is gone, Gillian Keegan is gone. Gillian Keegan didn't take that defeat particularly well.
No, she did not.
Did she, during the night?
And don't forget Liz Truss, the former Prime Minister. That is, to me, the Michael Portillo moment. Remember where were you when Michael Portillo lost his seat in 1997? Well, I think Liz Truss would be the big moment for many people. The former Prime Minister only lost her seat by a couple of hundred votes.
Nigel Farage winning his seat last night. Richard Tice.
Yeah, 4 MPs.
His seat for Reform as well. So a big night for them, I guess. And Nigel was saying, this is the start of our 5-year plan, 10-year plan, in fact. So they will be pleased with that result. The exit polls last night initially said that Reform might have won as many as 13 seats.
Yeah.
It didn't come to pass in the end.
The point about the share of the vote, though, is very significant. If they've got under 34%, that is the lowest figure for a majority government in modern British history. Put 34%. It is astonishingly low. It shows, again, there isn't that great enthusiasm for Keir Starmer as Prime Minister. It was an anti-Conservative Party vote. People were fed up with the Tories. They've been in power for 14 years, and it was time for a change. And I don't think people were listening to anything Rishi Sunak said. And, of course, he did make some grievous mistakes during the campaign, not least walking away from the D-Day commemorations very early. And, of course, Bev, if you add up Reform's share of the vote, 15%, with the Tories 22%, you combine those, they had a higher share of the vote than Labour.
Absolutely. What will be interesting as well is to see those seats, and we will look at this in a bit of granular detail this morning, how many seats that would have possibly gone to the Conservatives had a big chunk taken out of their right flank by the Reform Party.
Well, I think Jacob Rees-Mogg will say he lost his seat because Reform
Absolutely.
stood. Archbrexiteer lost his seat, and a number of MPs lost their seats because of Reform. But Nigel Farage said it was no longer the Tory party that he knew.
And he got an enormous majority in Clacton, Nigel Farage, about 20,000 votes, I think, compared to the Conservatives, it was about 11,000. I believe. So, huge morning here. Let us know your thoughts this morning. gbnews.com /your say. We will be with you, of course, until midday. We've got Judita DaSilva here with us this morning. Good morning, Judita. I was on GB News with you yesterday evening, and obviously a lot has happened during that period of time. Just your broad assessment, really, of the result this morning. How do you think the country feels waking up to this new Prime Minister in Sir Keir Starmer, a Labour government with a huge majority, 411 MPs they now have? Is it jubilation, or just we're glad there might be a possible change?
I think it definitely isn't jubilation. I think what it is, it's cautious, apprehensive, and also hopeful, because change has happened. But will this change be effective when it comes to actually delivering on the things each person needs? Because, again, Keir Starmer isn't popular, but he's been helped by the fact that the Conservatives are so unpopular. Now he has to actually prove who he is as a leader, because when you look at the trajectory of his rise to power, when he wanted to lead the Labour Party, he played to the left. When he wanted to lead the country, he played to the centre. People need to know who he is effectively as a leader now, and that will show through action and policy, and then they can actually really get behind him and his version of the Labour Party.
Scarlett Mccgwire also. Good morning, Scarlett, here with us. You must be jubilant this morning.
I'm happy. I'm not jubilant and I'm not triumphant, because I think you're absolutely right. I think it's going to be very, very tough. Labour are coming in with terrible economic situation, which they have to sort out, and really bad public services, which again they have to sort out. It's going to be very, very tough. And what they've got to do is much more important than anything is to rebuild the trust in politics, because that's what I think is about how few people, the low turnout was actually about we don't trust any of them. And what we've got to prove is that Labour can be trusted, and that they will do what they say they do. They will do what they say in their manifesto. And actually that is what everybody at the top of the Labour Party really believes is that that's the only way to get power. Because like everybody, I mean, Boris was the same. Keir Starmer says he needs a second victory.
I don't want to take anything away, any credit away from Keir Starmer. He's led the party to an historic landslide victory, but the percentage of the votes he's got is pretty low. It's astonishingly low. There is no great passion to him. He won because people were fed up with the Tories.
Yeah, but they also, I mean, part of the Labour strategy, and actually, I mean, pollsters have been talking about this for months, about that if you see it in the by-election. Part of the Labour strategy was, instead of what they used to do, which was pile up votes in safe seats, is they took all their people out of the unwinnables, the safes, and they put them into winning over. So it was always going to be like that. But I make no secret, I've just said, I think the British people are fed up with politicians, they don't trust them, and actually, and I don't blame them. And that is the problem. And what people say, and particularly the young, is they're all the same. And what Labour has to prove is they're not, is we are different, we will deliver on our manifesto.
OK.